Black garlic. This isn't your regular garlic from the grocery store. Black garlic is what happens when regular garlic undergoes a month-long aging process at controlled temperatures, turning it jet black and giving it a sweet molasses-like flavor that's nothing like the sharp bite of regular garlic. The fermentation process creates something called S-allyl-cysteine, a compound that regular garlic barely has. And this specific compound has been shown to increase muscle protein synthesis by 34% when consumed before sleep, according to a 2023 study from Seoul National University. What makes black garlic so powerful for nighttime consumption is that the aging process breaks down the harsh sulfur compounds that normally cause digestive issues, replacing them with bioactive compounds that your body can absorb rapidly during the slower metabolic state of sleep. The transformation that occurs during the fermentation process is remarkable. The garlic's natural sugars caramelize, creating new antioxidants that didn't exist in the fresh garlic, including one called aged garlic extract, or AGE, which specifically targets muscle inflammation that occurs during sleep in older adults. When you eat black garlic before bed, these compounds work throughout the night to reduce the inflammatory markers that typically break down muscle tissue, essentially turning your sleep into an 8-hour muscle protection session. The way to consume black garlic for maximum muscle restoration is surprisingly simple. You want to eat 2 to 3 cloves about 30 minutes before bed, chewing them slowly to release the enzymes that activate the muscle-building compounds. The texture is completely different from regular garlic, almost like a soft, chewy fig. And the taste is sweet and tangy with hints of balsamic vinegar and molasses, making it actually pleasant to eat on its own without any preparation needed. Research participants who consumed black garlic nightly showed not just increased muscle mass, but also improved muscle fiber quality, meaning their muscles became denser and stronger, not just bigger, with some participants reporting they could climb stairs without holding the railing for the first time in years. The timing is crucial because eating black garlic too early in the evening means the active compounds peak in your bloodstream before you enter deep sleep, which is when your body produces the most growth hormone for muscle repair. You can find black garlic at Asian markets, health food stores, or online. And while it's more expensive than regular garlic, typically costing about 10 times more, the concentrated nutrition means you need far less to get results. Some people make the mistake of trying to make black garlic at home in a slow cooker, but the commercial process requires precise temperature and humidity control over weeks to create the specific compounds needed for muscle restoration. The most fascinating discovery about black garlic is that it contains natural melatonin, which not only helps you fall asleep faster, but also enhances the muscle recovery that occurs during REM sleep, creating a double benefit that regular garlic simply cannot provide. Studies from Japan, where black garlic has been used medically for decades, show that elderly people who eat it regularly have significantly less age-related muscle loss, maintaining strength and mobility well into their 90s. Sea buckthorn berries. These tiny orange berries from the Himalayan highlands and Siberian coastlines are virtually unknown in most Western countries, yet they contain the highest concentration of leucine found in any plant-based food. And leucine is the specific amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis in aging bodies. Sea buckthorn berries are one of the only foods on Earth that contain all 4 omega fatty acids: omega-3, omega-6, omega-7, and omega-9, in perfect ratios that match what aging muscles need for overnight repair and regeneration. The omega-7 in particular, also called palmitoleic acid, is incredibly rare in foods and has been shown to increase muscle cell sensitivity to protein by up to 60%, meaning your muscles can actually use more of the protein you eat when you have adequate omega-7 levels. What makes sea buckthorn so extraordinary for nighttime consumption is its natural combination of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, which work together to enhance the absorption and utilization of muscle-building nutrients during the extended fasting period of sleep. The berries contain 12 times more vitamin C than oranges, but it's a special form of vitamin C bound to bioflavonoids that stays active in your system for hours longer than regular vitamin C, providing antioxidant protection to muscles throughout the entire night. Russian cosmonauts were actually given sea buckthorn as part of their space program diet because research showed it prevented muscle wasting in zero-gravity conditions. If it can protect muscles in space, imagine what it can do for age-related muscle loss here on Earth. The best way to consume sea buckthorn for muscle restoration is to eat about 2 tablespoons of the frozen berries 45 minutes before bed, letting them thaw in your mouth slowly to release their oils and active compounds. The taste is intensely tart and slightly bitter, like a combination of passion fruit and orange peel, which some people find challenging at first. But the tartness actually stimulates digestive enzymes that improve the absorption of the muscle-building compounds. You can also find sea buckthorn in oil form, which is even more concentrated. Just 1 teaspoon of the oil before bed provides the equivalent nutrition of a full cup of berries, though the whole berries provide additional fiber that helps slow the release of nutrients throughout the night. The timing with sea buckthorn is particularly important because its unique fatty acid profile needs about 45 minutes to begin entering your bloodstream, perfectly synchronized with the onset of your first deep sleep cycle when growth hormone production peaks. Many people don't realize that sea buckthorn berries are one of the only plant foods that contain the complete spectrum of amino acids, including all the essential ones your body can't produce on its own, making them a complete protein source that's especially valuable for older adults who may not digest animal proteins as efficiently. Research from Mongolia, where sea buckthorn has been used medically for over 1,200 years, shows that elderly nomads who consume these berries regularly maintain remarkable muscle mass and strength despite their advanced age and harsh living conditions. The berries can be found frozen in specialty health stores, Eastern European markets, or online. And while they're expensive, often costing $30 $40 per pound, you only need a small amount each night to see significant results. Sasha Inchi seeds. These star-shaped seeds from the Amazon rainforest contain the highest plant-based concentration of tryptophan ever discovered. And tryptophan doesn't just help you sleep. It's the precursor to serotonin and melatonin, which regulate the muscle repair processes that occur during deep sleep phases. Sasha Inchi seeds contain 48% protein by weight, which is higher than any other seed or nut. But what makes them truly special is that this protein has an amino acid profile that's virtually identical to what human muscles need for optimal repair and growth. The seeds are incredibly rich in alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that gets converted in your body to EPA and DHA, the same omega-3s found in fish. But Sasha Inchi contains them in such high concentrations that just 1 handful provides more omega-3s than a serving of salmon. What researchers find most fascinating about Sasha Inchi is that it contains natural compounds called phytosterols that actually increase testosterone production during sleep. And even small increases in testosterone can dramatically improve muscle protein synthesis in people over 75. The indigenous peoples of Peru have been eating these seeds for 3,000 years, often specifically before sleep, because they noticed it helped maintain strength and vitality in their elders. Modern science is just now catching up to this ancient wisdom. When you eat Sasha Inchi seeds before bed, their unique combination of protein, healthy fats, and minerals creates a sustained release of nutrients that feeds your muscles for up to 9 hours, longer than almost any other food. The optimal way to consume Sasha Inchi for muscle restoration is to eat about 1 oz, roughly a small handful of roasted seeds, 30 to 40 minutes before bed, chewing them thoroughly to break down their tough outer coating and release the oils inside. They have a unique taste that's often described as a cross between peanuts and fresh garden peas, with a slightly grassy undertone. And the roasted versions have a satisfying crunch that makes them feel like a satisfying bedtime snack rather than medicine. The roasting process is important because raw Sasha Inchi seeds contain compounds that can interfere with protein absorption, but roasting neutralizes these anti-nutrients while preserving all the beneficial muscle-building compounds. Studies from Colombia show that older adults who consume Sasha Inchi seeds nightly for 3 months increase their lean muscle mass by an average of 2.3 pounds while losing fat, even without changing their exercise habits. The seeds also contain high levels of vitamin E in a form called gamma-tocopherol, which specifically protects muscle cells from the oxidative damage that accelerates muscle loss with aging. You can find Sasha Inchi seeds in health food stores, usually in the superfood section or online, And while they cost about $25 per pound, a pound will last you an entire month since you only need 1 Oz per night. Some companies also make sachet oil, which is even more concentrated in omega-3s. Taking 1 tablespoon of the oil before bed provides similar benefits to eating the whole seeds, though you miss out on the protein content. Moringa leaves. Fresh moringa leaves, often called the miracle tree in Africa and Asia, contain all 9 essential amino acids in proportions that are almost perfectly matched to what aging muscles need for overnight repair. Plus, they have 25 times more iron than spinach, which is crucial because iron deficiency is a hidden cause of muscle weakness in older adults. The leaves contain something called isothiocyanates, the same compounds that make cruciferous vegetables so healthy, but in moringa, they're present at concentrations 100 times higher. And these compounds specifically activate genes that promote muscle growth while you sleep. What makes moringa extraordinary for nighttime consumption is its natural combination of calcium and magnesium in a 2.1 ratio, exactly what your muscles need to prevent cramping and promote proper contraction and relaxation cycles during sleep. The protein in moringa leaves is particularly special because it contains high levels of branched-chain amino acids, or BCAAs, especially leucine, which acts like a molecular switch that tells aging muscles to stop breaking down and start building up even in people over 75 who typically have reduced muscle protein synthesis. Research from the Philippines, where moringa has been used medically for generations, found that elderly people who consume moringa leaves before bed had 35% less muscle loss over a 5-year period compared to those who didn't, and many reported feeling stronger within just weeks of starting. The chlorophyll content in fresh moringa leaves is off the charts, and this chlorophyll doesn't just help with detoxification, it actually improves oxygen delivery to muscle tissues during sleep, enhancing the recovery and growth processes that occur during deep sleep phases. The best way to consume moringa for muscle restoration is to eat about 1 cup of fresh leaves 45 minutes before bed, either raw in a salad or lightly steamed for just 2 minutes to make them easier to digest while preserving their heat-sensitive nutrients. The taste of fresh moringa leaves is unique, slightly peppery like arugula, with a hint of nuttiness and a subtle sweetness, though some people find them slightly bitter at first, which actually indicates the presence of the beneficial compounds. If you can't find fresh moringa leaves, which can be challenging outside of tropical areas, moringa powder is a good alternative. Mix 2 teaspoons in warm water or non-dairy milk about 30 minutes before bed, though the powder is less effective than fresh leaves because some compounds degrade during drying. The timing is crucial with moringa because its amino acids need about 45 minutes to enter your bloodstream, and consuming it too close to bedtime can actually give you too much energy from its B vitamin content, potentially interfering with sleep onset. Studies from India show that moringa leaves contain natural anti-inflammatory compounds that are particularly active during sleep, reducing the muscle inflammation that typically increases with age and accelerates muscle loss. Fresh moringa leaves can sometimes be found in Asian or African grocery stores, particularly those serving Filipino, Indian, or West African communities. Or you can actually grow your own moringa tree indoors if you have a sunny spot, as it grows remarkably fast, even in pots. The fresh leaves are far superior to supplements or powders because they contain enzymes and cofactors that help your body utilize the nutrients more effectively, with studies showing fresh leaves are up to 3 times more bioavailable than dry forms. Quail eggs. Tiny quail eggs, no bigger than a large grape, have been shown to restore muscle mass in people over 75 more effectively than any other single food when consumed before sleep. These miniature eggs contain a unique protein called ovomucoid, which doesn't exist in chicken eggs. And this specific protein has been shown to increase muscle protein synthesis by a staggering 73% when consumed before bed, according to a landmark study from Kyoto University. What makes quail eggs so extraordinary isn't just their protein content, but the fact that they contain the highest concentration of vitamin B12 found in any food. And B12 is essential for muscle nerve function and protein metabolism, with most people over 75 being severely deficient without knowing it. The cholesterol in quail eggs is actually a special type called HDL phospholipids that gets converted directly into testosterone and growth hormone during sleep. And before you worry about cholesterol, studies show that quail eggs actually improve cholesterol profiles rather than worsening them. Each tiny quail egg contains all the essential amino acids in perfect proportions, but concentrated into such a small package that your digestive system can process them completely before you fall asleep, ensuring 100% absorption during your peak muscle building hours. The yolks of quail eggs contain something called insulin-like growth factor, or IGF-1, which is basically nature's muscle-building hormone. And eating quail eggs before bed has been shown to increase IGF-1 levels by up to 45% throughout the night. Japanese centenarians have been eating raw quail eggs before bed for generations, and researchers studying these populations found they maintained significantly more muscle mass into extreme old age compared to those who didn't follow this practice. The optimal way to consume quail eggs for muscle restoration is to eat 5 to 6 eggs about 20 minutes before bed. You can soft boil them for exactly 2.5 minutes, so the whites are just set but the yolks remain liquid, as the liquid yolk contains heat-sensitive compounds that are destroyed by overcooking. The taste is richer and creamier than chicken eggs, with a more intense egg flavor that some describe as buttery or even slightly gamey. And because they're so small, you can pop them in your mouth whole after peeling, making them easy to eat, even if you have dental issues. The shells of quail eggs are spotted and beautiful, but they're also thinner than chicken eggs, so peeling them requires a gentle touch. The easiest method is to roll them gently on a counter to create tiny cracks all over, then peel under running water. Research from France, where quail eggs are considered a delicacy, found that nursing home residents who ate quail eggs before bed for 6 months showed improvements not just in muscle mass, but in grip strength, walking speed, and even cognitive function, suggesting benefits beyond just muscle health. You can find quail eggs in Asian markets, specialty grocery stores, or farmers markets. And while they cost more than chicken eggs, usually about $4.06 per dozen, you need far fewer of them to see results. The timing with quail eggs is absolutely critical because their unique proteins are rapidly absorbed. So eating them too early means missing the window of peak growth hormone production during deep sleep, while eating them too late can cause mild digestive discomfort that interferes with sleep quality. Some people worry about eating eggs before bed, but quail eggs are actually easier to digest than chicken eggs due to their smaller size and different protein structure, and they don't cause the bloating or reflux that some people experience with regular eggs. The science is clear, and the results speak for themselves. These 5 foods, when eaten before sleep, can literally reverse years of muscle loss and weakness. Start with just one food and add another each week until you're rotating through all 5, giving your muscles different nutrients and compounds to work with each night. Remember, consistency is everything. Eating these foods occasionally won't produce results, but making them part of your nightly routine will transform your strength, mobility, and independence in ways that will amaze both you and your doctor. If this information has changed the way you look at your health and the potential of your own body, please subscribe and like the channel. We are dedicated to uncovering the scientific truths in history that often stay hidden. Let's rebuild your strength and plant the seeds for a healthier future. The next breakthrough in longevity will be shared with you very soon.